So you're welcome to Sour King Podcast and Sour King TV. This is the 11th edition and also this is the first video Sour King Podcast. So if you're listening on TikTok, you have to check Sour King YouTube channel to watch the video so you can see us as we talk and see who the guest is and how she looks like. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, which is about labor and discrimination of labor in Cyprus against asylum seekers. So when we get back, I'm going to introduce you the guests and then we can start the podcast. Alright, so welcome back, and so we're gonna meet our guest. I'll let her introduce herself. Please, can you introduce yourself to our listeners and viewers?
You can call me Evanash.
Evanash,
Yeah.
Evanash, baby, the baby of Lanaka.
I'm not the baby of Lanaka. He's flattering you. He's just flattering me, guys.
Okay, anyway, I'm happy to have you here again today. I mean, this is the second podcast we are doing, so I'm happy you always come when I call. Today we have a very interesting topic, but before we start, I want to know, how are you today?
I'm doing great, as you can see.
You did beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna jump into the topic of today. The topic of today was inspired by one Cyprus Mail article that I have here in my phone, and I'm going to read it to you guys, and then you can participate by giving us your opinion or your experience in the comment section. So I'm going to read the article. So the title of the article says, Cyprus hotels demand labor shortage solution after workers exodus. So that is the title. And the article went on further to say, Cyprus Hoteliers Association announced that it plans to meet with Labour Minister in order to discuss the ongoing labor shortages in the tourism sector. So this is what is alarming to me. I mean, of course, I already know that Cyprus has a problem with labor, like shortages, but seeing this after I've had many people calling me looking for job, I'm wondering what's really happening. What's really happening, Evelyn?
As we can see, all of us are in the dark. We don't really know what's happening. Not that we don't have people who can work, but due to the fact that the third countries are considered as refugees and as like asylum seekers, they have limited places they can work, and the hotels are one of the places where they find it difficult to integrate in the job sector. And the shortage of staffs in that department is alarming because most of these European citizens don't really like working. Not that they are not around, but they are there, but they don't really like doing such jobs.
Exactly, and that is something which is written here in the Cyprus Mail article that I'm reading.
Yeah.
So they spoke about the Europeans who are working in the tourism sectors left Cyprus.
Yeah, and most of them are not yet back.
And they're not back, and seems like they'll not even come back.
Yeah.
So and in this article too, it says that there were propositions to make people come from North Cypriot side to come work here. So for me, this is really worrying. You already made some points like asylum seekers and they are limited and everything. So, but if we go down deep into this article, you will see that the hoteliers are really crying and saying that the shortage of workers is disturbing. About 5,000 staffs are needed. I mean, like 5,000 staffs are needed, and they are even afraid that like
it's bringing the economy down.
Yes, like next summer, it could be worse if this situation is not addressed.
Yeah.
Now, I will not keep on reading this article because already we get the picture of what today's podcast is all about. So I'll just call it the way I'm supposed to call it. This is discrimination. Yes, it's discrimination because imagine only some few days ago, a friend called me. She's a mother of one. The baby is just like 1 year old, and she was like, she's looking for a job.
Yeah.
She told me that a month before, and I was like, she lives in Nicosia, so I was like, okay, if I get something, I'm gonna let you know. And again, she wrote me like, have you found something? I'm like, no. And then she wrote me again, please don't forget, and things like that. She's just one example I'm giving. And then you have the economy suffering from shortage. I mean, I will understand if there is no job, there is no job, right?
Yeah.
You will not kill people. But if there is job,
There are jobs, not that there are no jobs.
and then people
There
are
are
not
people
having
who-
jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face the fact, tourism is like the main
Factor.
economic factor here
That
in
goes-
Cyprus.
Yeah.
So I don't, I mean, when I read this article, on an honest note, it's not about this podcast, it's about how I feel, and I could not really understand what's happening. Like, how would you allow your economy to be affected instead of bringing in people?
I don't know why they're afraid to bring in the third countries like the asylum seekers. We have thousands of asylum seekers outside in Cyprus who are really ready and willing to work in hotels. But if you go in for a job in a hotel, they'll tell you go and bring a paper from the asylum service or go to the migration. And at times, even if some of them are ready to employ asylum seekers, but when they give the contract to the labor office, it takes months, and they don't have that time. That's another thing. They don't have that time to waste. They usually tell us, we are ready to employ you, but the labor office takes so
You have
much
to wait for a long
time to
time.
accept the contract, and we need workers immediately. So what would they do? They won't employ them. Not that they can't employ them, but due to certain limitations, that's why they have shortages in staffs, and they are very aware their citizens are unable to do those jobs. So why not give it out to those who are willing and ready to work?
Desperately need the job, like it's
There
desperate.
are many out there
Yeah.
who desperately need these jobs, but I don't know why they cannot be integrated. We have few asylum seekers who work, and that's because the hotels have the authority to employ asylum seekers, but most of the hotels don't have that. When they don't have that authority, there is a paper they need in order for them to employ asylum seekers. That's why they are scared, because when controls comes in and you're found there when you're not supposed to be there,
It's a problem.
it's a problem. So at times we wouldn't blame them, but blame the
It's the government.
Yeah, the government
So
and their
yes,
policies.
Yes, I think like the Cypriot government have to move on and face some certain realities, because first off, when a situation is hurting the economy, it's a problem.
It's a problem, a big one.
And not only is hurting the economy, but there are people who stay at home and they need money.
We have bills that are alarming every day, like electricity.
Internet, feeding, dressing, and many
There are a lot
other
of things to do.
So, but the thing is, like, we cannot depend. It's not possible to depend on the welfare money.
Not at all.
Many people don't even want the welfare money,
They
and
need jobs.
it doesn't come all the time. So it just baffles me. Like, like they're looking for solutions all over the place. Either they want to give the job to the Ukrainians, they want to bring people from the north, they want to do this, and then
But
they're Africans. I don't know about Indians and other people. I'll talk about Africans that I know of. There are Africans in Cyprus who need jobs. So I don't understand Cyprus. Maybe somebody will explain this to me. Because you're an asylum seeker, does it mean that you are less of a human being? I don't understand, because the problem is many Africans who are here are asylum seekers, right?
Yeah.
And they always want to make us believe that I mean, one way or the other, we were not supposed to be here. We didn't create the asylum system in Cyprus. And you cannot say if you're already in the country, you cannot work in this sector and that sector. I mean, how is working hurting the country? If I'm working, I'm paying tax, how am I hurting the country?
And let's just say Cyprus is still yet to come into the fact that they are not just by themselves and they have other countries living with them. They don't just want, they I think they are still yet to accept that fact. So they are doing all possible means. Like, I think they just want to frustrate some of us, some of the Africans, because I pray, like in the article they said the labor advisory, the labor body would see into that, how the third countries could be integrated. I think the meeting will be held is it December? Something like that, 28. Yeah. So I pray and hope they will see into that, and those staying at home who really want to work can be integrated in that system so that they can have something doing, because the hotels are ready to employ asylum seekers because they really need workers. So if they could come into a conclusion that could benefit the asylum seekers, it would be of great influence and great favor for their own country, because it will boost the economy too.
Like what I've noticed since I got to Cyprus is the Cypriot government thinks that if they stop people from working, if they stop Africans from working, I'll talk mainly of Africans, but not only Africans seek asylum here, but I want to remain in the community that I understand. So they feel like if they limit us from working, and then we will not come to Cyprus, right?
Like you feel frustrated.
And maybe to go back home and do this, like all this manipulation thing, man. Like, where is the human right? Like seeking asylum it's a basic right for everybody.
For sure.
And it might happen to Cyprus today, to Cameroon, to Nigeria. Some of us, we came here not because we wanted to. We are here because we had no choice. We find ourselves here, like what is happening in Ukraine. So it's just so, I don't know how I'm gonna put it, because like when I was thinking to do this podcast, I was just really angry. Because if you understand that Ukrainians, when they come, they can walk anywhere they want to. I mean, it's like they run after them and say, please come and walk here, and they are proud to say it. But before Ukrainians came,
even attended to more than even other asylum seekers coming here, like especially the Africans. So you be with Ukraine on the same place you came for asylum, but they are more concentrated on them. I asked myself, but why? We came for the same purpose.
So it means like Europe, which usually talks about human rights and this and that, equality and that, like has double standard when it comes to asylum seekers and this and that. So for me, like I'm using this podcast to say to send a message to the Cypriot government that keeping people, starving people, making them miserable is not the best solution. It does not work in any country. I mean, you see, Australia has done miracle things to say don't come to my country, and people will still come. But once they are there, what do you do? How do you treat them? Some people leave their countries because they want to. Some don't leave their countries because they want to. Either ways, you cannot treat people differently because of the color of their skin, right? So I'm feeling like, I mean, the Cyprus Mail article was kind of like seeming it's gonna be positive, but
we pray the meeting goes on well, and we should keep our finger crossed. I believe that where the third countries are going to be integrated, because they really need that. If not, the economy of Cyprus is doomed. Because tourism is one of the main factors.
The heart of Cyprus. So it's just amazing. Like, I mean, like your economy is facing difficulties, and you're thinking like, should I bring in these Africans?
We don't like working, but I believe we Africans we really want to work. It's just that we are limited with the type of jobs we are given to do. But if there are spaces for us to integrate ourselves and work, you see many of us working. They might cite some countries that don't really like working, will understand, but on our own parts, most Africans that are here really want to work. Most of them don't even want to depend on the welfare because it's something you cannot really say it comes constantly.
So you see, for example, I'll just take an example of the United States. That is why that country is the biggest country in the world. When you seek asylum in America, you can work in almost every sector. The only thing I think you cannot really be is a policeman, but you can be a doctor. You can be many things, even before you have your final approval, whether they will be giving you the asylum or not. So I think like Cyprus, I mean, we have to understand like we can build Cyprus together. Every country, every big country which has succeeded so far built with somebody else.
Yeah, that's why I said Cyprus is still yet to accept that fact. That they just want to be on their own. They don't. It's like they
No,
don't.
they don't want. I don't think like they want to be on their own. They don't want to be with some certain type.
They don't
of
want
people.
to be interview. That's what I mean. They just feel like they know it all, and they are just satisfied with what they have. I don't think they want to go to the next level.
Well, I personally think from my own observation that it's because of the color of the skin where we are from. Yes, because like if you see like if a Ukrainian comes now, they'll easily employ the Ukrainian. The Ukrainian is an asylum seeker too.
Yes.
Oh, let's not say they will not even call the Ukrainian asylum seeker. They will say a refugee, right? So whatever name you call them, but why this preference? Why you say, oh, this is just for Europeans and this is not for Africans and things like that? What sense does it even make? Are we still at this level in 2022?
Yeah, Cyprus is not that really bad. Cyprus is a good country, but the problem is that if they decide to integrate themselves with the third country, and they decide to integrate the third country more on different job sectors, I believe it's going to make or take Cyprus to the next level because it's going to boost. We are boosting the economy of Cyprus. They know that. Even if they are behaving as if they don't want to integrate us, but they know deep in them we do boost their economy. Yeah, because it's not easy to be in a country. So for those who work, you pay your tax, you pay your bills,
pay house rent,
everything. You pay your bills.
Use
that's
the
what
bus services and everything.
So
else.
you leave money in the country. Most of the money you still spend in the same country. So you're boosting the economy of the country. So I just believe Cyprus is a nice place, though small, but I think they have to work hand in hand with other countries in order to lift their country up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel like the labor discrimination should not be like a government policy. I mean, like it wouldn't even help nobody, nor the asylum seekers, nor because this is what encourages crime. I mean, many African ladies are doing prostitution. Some African guys are doing drugs and things like that. And like if they catch you dealing drugs or weed or whatsoever, they will say, oh, asylum seekers are like this. But sometimes people really get frustrated at a certain level where they don't have another options but to have to pay their bills or to have to survive one way or the other.
Cyprus is that small country where they have had so many numbers of the third countries coming into their country. So it's like a blast on their face. So they are confused. So I believe the only solution for them is to at least open the labor sector for these people coming into their countries in order to reduce crime rates. If they give the opportunities to asylum seekers to work in various job sectors, I believe there will be lesser crime rates.
So about today's topic, what is your conclusion? Because we have to go, we don't have much time.
All right, thank you. My conclusion is not that much. I pray the meeting that is supposed to be held on the 28th of December, trying to pave the way for the asylum seekers to be integrated in the hotelery sector. We pray that it turns out positive for asylum seekers, and we plead with the Cypriot government to try and accept the fact that us, the third countries, are here not to be a nuisance, not to destroy their country. We can understand that certain people might be of that intention, but majority of us that are here, we came here for a reason, and we plead with the Cypriot government to try and integrate more jobs in the labor sector for the asylum seekers. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, South King.
Yeah, before we go, I have to also say that, yeah, what you said is right. I mean, like, we have to move from the, I don't know if it's a stereotype or if it's fear or if it's just, I don't care about these people, to, yeah, what can you offer, right? What can you bring? How do we make our country better? Because it doesn't make sense that you have people in this country who need job and you're saying, oh, either we're gonna go to the north side. Well, north is still Cyprus, so it's okay.
Turkish secrets.
But I mean, you're crying. Actually, you're crying for a reason that you're not supposed to. I mean, I'm a black person, but I'm not limited. My spirit is black. I'm not limited, right? I can do a lot of things. Just try me.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll say to the Cypriot government. Like, don't be afraid from a distance. Open up and see what's gonna happen to Cyprus. I'm not sure Cyprus is gonna regret, like, oh, why did we open up to these people? I mean, every country has their own problem and challenges and whatsoever that comes with it. But some solutions are not good, and keeping people miserable so that they might go back or whatsoever, so that they might not even come at all in Cyprus. I mean, it's not gonna work. I mean, for example, if we take Canada, right? Canada brings in a lot of people and their economy is booming.
Yeah, we can't really compare Cyprus to Canada or US. Cyprus is just an island. For me, I believe they are just scared of the fact that we didn't just come few, but we came, boom. It's like we gave them a ball.
I think this is gonna be a topic for the next podcast. So we're gonna debate about migration and the influx of asylum seekers and migrants in Cyprus. So we get to understand a couple of things. Anyway, that was all for today. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And so if you're listening to this on TikTok, please come on YouTube to watch it. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe.
My TikTok love is full. Just go watch for us. It's your girl Evanash. Okay.
Yeah. See you. Bye bye.